Hey kids, it's getting that time of year again at Marysville Springs where we're supposed to get snow tonight. So I figured I'd make a video about how I give this thing a tune-up in the fall. Change the oil, have a look at the spark plug, and lube up anything that moves, basically. I can't remember now how long we've owned it. I think we've had it for, must be close to 8-10 years. It's got that dual stage thrower where I can throw snow over into my neighbor's yard. I like that. The joystick, that's been half decent. These wheel disengagers, I like that. So when you get to the end of the driveway, you can hold one in. That wheel won't turn. That's a really good feature. Little Briggs and Stratton, 250 cc's, 11.5 horsepower. Now let's see if she'll fire up. Warm up the oil so we can change that to start off, since we haven't had it going all for the last 6 months. I can't find the electric start pull cord, so hopefully this extension cord will work. Going fast. Turn the fuel on, give it some choke. I put stabilizer in it, so I'm not worried about that. Give her. This thing likes 5 pumps, so it says 3 in the instructions. Here we go. Let's let that warm up for a few minutes. These things last about 20 years. Change the oil and keep them inside. They'll be in service for a long time. The last one Dad had, I think we got 20 or 25 years out of it, and he kept it out right outside with a tarp over it. We never had a problem with it. Finally rusted out and broke in half. He welded it back together, and we used it for a little while longer, and then we bought a new one. I remember now we had part of this case right here melted. I can't remember what happened to it, and I took it in and talked to the guys at the shop, and they said it was fine. I can't remember if they had to replace this outer piece, and that just looks like a bad design there, bridged across the top of that valve cover right below the muffler. All right, let's get this oil changed. It only snows about 12 times a year here, so we've already had one little storm, but I just pushed it off the driveway. So we really don't use these very much. We probably only put 5 or 6 hours a year on them at the most. Already off to a better start than the lawnmower in the spring when I spilled oil all over the concrete driveway. As much as I can, I like to put whatever I have available on threads. So this plumber's pipe thread compound, it will seal and also keep it lubricated for next year. Anything you have is better than nothing. Oh, we don't need that much. A little tiny bit. The oil looks good. One thing I have to remember is to get the oil back in her. I remember when I was younger, we had a snowmobile, and I took the spark plug out because I was going to put a little oil down the cylinder for the summer. I forgot to put the spark plug back in, and we didn't have a garage at the time, and it rained all summer down into the engine and seized the engine up. I just put this saran wrap on here, so when I tip it up on its hood, hopefully the gas won't start leaking out. That's all that's for. All right, let's see if we can tip it up onto the business end. Stay there like that so I don't have to go all the way up. What are we leaking there? Oh yeah, I can't get away from leaking oil, no matter what I do. The more I try to stay out of the oil, the worse it gets. I think I've stepped in it and tracking it all over the place. I don't know, brake cleaner will break that up or make it more slippery. I'm not really looking forward to this winter. I sold my snowmobile, and I need to get a new one. Hopefully next year I'll be able to get one. I don't remember having these little bolts in the wheels. I don't know why there's not just those little quick clips. Weird. Well, they came off easy. Whatever I put on them last year did the job. I'll take the other one off on the other side as well. I think I just need to take these 4 screws off to get this off. Two more on the other side here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stay back here. That's gonna go over. Let's have a look here. A little bit of corrosion on the chain. Nothing too serious. I can see. The friction disc looks perfect. Yeah, I think everything's good. We just need to lube everything up. It should be good for another year. The way this wheel works is it needs to get friction on this plate. I'll clean it later, but I like to try to keep as much off it as possible because it'll just slip if it gets dirty. I have some chain lube. I just try to use mostly what I have around if I can, and I had this chain lube. I couldn't find on it anything about temperature other than the can needs to be half decently warm when you apply it. That's not how I was hoping that was going to come out, because I was hoping to get it on the sides of these. That doesn't look like it's sticking as good as I thought. So if that gets all over that friction disc, we're going to be in a mess this winter. So anyways, we'll see how it goes. And if I have to take it apart and clean it, we'll know never to use this again. And it's not looking too good. Stays on the chain, it says. That'll be all over that friction disc, and the snowblower won't even move, you watch. I can see it starting to tack up there now. Hopefully it'll be all right. This is what I should have used, white lithium grease. See if that holds it. See if it sticks it. I have some of this low temperature grease. The shaft. Again, I don't want it all going over the friction wheel, so I'm not going to put a lot on. That over in the other end. the other side. I just spray anything that moves. And I'll try some brake cleaner on that. A little friction disc. Just going to put some copper anti-seize on that. I can't remember now. I think the copper you put on when it's the same types of metal. And the silver when it's two different types of metal. All right, I buttoned up these wheels and these tins. I put a little anti-seize copper on every one of those bolts just to try to keep those from seizing up for next year. I'll just spray under here with some lithium grease, anything that moves. Now, in my manual, it says to top up that gearbox every year. and it says do not use synthetic oil. So I went and talked to my buddy at the Toro dealership, who is a childhood friend of mine, and he said if it doesn't show any signs of leaking, they don't even bother opening it up. And he uses that Sten's 00 grease, but it seems to be hard to find right now. And he just told me to throw, I think he said 80-90 weight in it, but I'm not going to bother. I'm going to see if I can get those shear pins off and grease them, but I'm going to take the spark plug out first. Key out. I think that choke, no, it just pulls off too. Yeah, it's thicker on one side, and on the other side there's a narrow piece. And on the inside is the primer tube and the kill wire, so we don't want to unhook those. Spark plugs down in there. This shear pin's already broke off and the bolt didn't come out yet. So I'm going to have to pound that out with a pin. This one here is still on. I don't know if this is going to be an easy job getting those off. I don't have any shear pins, I'm sure. I don't even know if that is one. I went and picked up a few shear bolts. I don't know if they're the right size. These are 5/16 by 2 1/8. Too big, I think. Where is it? It's not in the groove here. Oh, I think they'll fit. I'm just loosen that up just a hair so it turns. I always like to take the spark plug out because it gives you a good hint of what's going on in your engine. How well that's showing up, but that looks absolutely perfect. I'm just going to check the gap. Let me grab my gap tool. About 0.35. There. Closer. That's not the right one. That's too tight. Okay, we need to get some oil into it. Let me check the manual to see how much oil it takes. I just grabbed my manual here. Looks like I have a spare spark plug and key. Page 24. 0.53 to 0.59 liters of oil. Page 24. $18 to 20 ounces. And this was on sale. Quaker State 5W30. 5W30, good for all temperatures. I'll get prepared to spill it all over the place. There's about 20. Now I have a funnel here. Big storm coming tonight. Take care of your equipment and it'll last a long time. We'll see how it works tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. I don't know if it's weird or what, but I love snow blowing. There's nothing better. Getting all dressed up. Going out with a big storm.